Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at the Spiro Toys Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Gladiator Mongrel, the hyena, which I think a lot of people have been waiting for. I personally have been waiting for this for quite some time, and by that I mean, this is a figure that I just got. Wave 4 has been out for a minute. I've got the three other figures in the wave: Hawkin, Gladiator Pale, Gladiator Atreyu. But through some, weird circumstances and stuff, I just didn't get my hyena. I didn't get my mongrel until now. And so I'm very, very excited to get this figure and to be able to finally get this guy in my collection, get him out of the box, and get to play with him. He is, there's a lot of stuff going on here that I'm really, really excited about. And there's some firsts for Spiro Toys for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. There's some cool accessories. There's, on and on. But let's take a look at the box and then just get this guy out because I'm really, really excited to get him in hand. This is the Wave 4 is the first wave with sort of this new packaging. So, slight update to the box. You get sort of more cutout, you get more window with sort of this side bit and the top part there. But it's very, very similar to what we got before, but you got the print on there instead of the plain white box. Mongrel art on the side, so that hasn't changed too much. On the back you get the very, very simple, this is the figure that you get. There's no cross sell. One thing to note is that I had sort of, I think this was maybe even solicited as the horrid mongrel, but in the little bio here, and I don't normally even read the bios, but it says fang-torn mongrels serve as fodder for House Fang-torn. So we're getting more Fang-torn stuff, which I'm excited about. We haven't really seen much of Fang-torn in the lore. We've seen a little bit, but we haven't seen much. I want to see more Fang-torn, and so I'm super excited about that. You get so you get the mongrel on the back there, and then you get the studio names all there as well. As we go around, there you go. That is the front of the box. As I said, nice big window. But really, it's about the figures. Like, these are made to be played with. They are made to be posed. They are, designed that way. They are sort of really, really fun to have in hand. So let's get this guy out of the box. All right, so here is the mongrel out of the box, and I thought I had a favorite in this wave. Hawkin was admittedly my favorite. He was in the running for top 10 figures of the year. Now I got this guy in hand, and I'm not so sure. This guy might be my favorite Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figure for the year, which is saying a lot because I love Jaguars, and I really, really love that Hawkin figure. But this is pretty awesome. The mongrel is very, very nice. So the paint apps are fantastic and beautiful and well executed. You get the spots on the hyena, you get the shading on the hyena as far as the fur goes, the sort of mane, sort of black mane that hyenas are known for. But you get a few other, hits of paint that I wasn't really expecting. There's, without sort of taking off the shin guards, the leg goes from gray to black. The arm goes from gray to black as well, and that's painted. So there's like a gradient paint on those to kind of match the fur on the mane. The eyes look fantastic. They've got this sort of yellow eyes with an orange pupil. There's like a weird sort of snarly grin to the mouth as well. And then on top of that, of course, The jaw is articulated, so you can sort of get more menacing poses. You can get a variety, of looks out of this figure. And just sort of playing around and messing around with the head, when the head is sort of up and back, you get a pretty good range of motion. But as you sort of push it forward, you can actually get a little bit more motion out of the jaw. And you get, left to right. And I'm quite impressed by the range of motion that sort of still allows for that jaw to open nice and wide. I was somewhat worried that, sort of given all the sort of points of articulation, it might not, we might get just that. But if you sort of mess around with it, you can definitely get a much wider mouth, much more aggressive look to the hyena. So, do your thing. But he's really, really fun, and he poses really, really well. Most of the buck here is, of course, the existing buck, the sort of Kickstarter buck, if you want to call it that. He's primarily the cat body, including the hands, including the feet. But that being said, I think it's used really, really effectively here to create a unique figure, despite the fact that there's so much reuse. Now, I had mentioned that in the bio it said, Fangtorn. On his shoulder pad here, that's the horrid sigil. So I'm gonna be seeking clarification from Mr. Bienvenu of Spiro Toys as to, what's going on here. Is this guy Fangtorn? Is this guy horrid? What's the discrepancy? Maybe that's like a production thing. Like at some point they decided to change the bio, or they decided to change the tampo on there. But as I said, fantastic looking figure, really, really fun figure. Very much a figure that I think will excite photographers, in the sense that you've got a lot of possibilities with the articulation, with the sculpt and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, super, super cool figure. But I haven't even looked at the accessories. So let's take a look at the accessories. All right, so out of the box, the figure comes with the sort of standard C-grip hands, but you also get fists, a matching pair, left and right, of course. You get the wider open sort of emotive hands, and forgive me, these are black, so you don't really see the detail all that well. And then a couple of weapons. We get this curved dagger, sort of long-ish dagger, painted very, very nicely in a metallic silver, a sort of a wood handle. The Gladiator Wave has a bunch of accessories with a bunch of really beautiful paint apps. These accessories aren't as nice as those, admittedly, but still very cool. They are, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm kind of drawing a blank, I believe this is unique. I think this is a new weapon. I'm sure this is a new weapon. This sort of stone axe with a wooden handle. You got some leather on there as well, and you've got, the gray of the stone, the sort of brown of the wood, and sort of a darker brown on the leather. Not as much weathering, not as much sort of wash on this as there was on, say, some of the accessories that we got with Pale or Atreyu. But I'm okay with that, given that this is, a completely unique, completely new weapon, and one that I can very easily, hit with a black wash, I think, to sort of highlight some of the detail. But not a ton of accessories. I'm okay with that. This is a Gladiator Wave figure. And I think the real exciting part here is the articulated jaw and the paint apps and stuff on the hyena itself. So I'm excited to get this guy accessorized, geared up, posed up, figure out sort of, how I'm gonna sort of have him stand. I don't think I'm gonna have him stand straight up like this. But hey, let me get him accessorized and geared up and give my final thoughts. All right, so here is the Mongrel, with his big sort of axe, posed up a little bit, and he is a ton of fun. I definitely need more of these. I'm going to mix up some of this armor with some of the Horde armor that we've got in the armor packs that we've gotten with other Horde figures, and sort of build out more of a Horde army. I love the Horde because there's sort of a mix and match feel to them. I have my sort of elite Horde soldiers, but like this guy, this Mongrel definitely feels part of the sort of horde, if you will. It feels like part of the rabble, feels like part of the just sort of chaotic nature of the Horde, and I'm really, really enjoying this figure, really enjoying the potential with this figure as well, in terms of the posability, the sculpting, all that kind of stuff. This articulated jaw is, I think, something that I'm really, really excited about. And I say that like I think I'm excited about it. I love this. We're going to get more articulated jaws in the line very, very soon with the reptiles. And I was kind of on the fence. I kind of thought like, you know what? Just like give me a cool head sculpt and I'm good. But the articulated jaw, definitely allows for some variations, it just adds another layer, of sort of posability, and it adds another layer if you're, especially if you're a toy photographer or, somebody that just likes to really pose and sort of set up scenes with your figures. Having that means that even though, you only get one hyena head, I think you could make, a bunch of different hyenas look different just by sort of posing them differently. So very, very, very excited by this figure, and very excited to see what people do with this figure as well. I got mine from eCollectibles, believe it or not. I work for the company, but with Canadian Postal Strike and just a bunch of mishaps, I got my Horrid Mongrel from ecollectibles.ca. So if you don't have one and then you need one, reach out to Mike at ecollectibles. If you're in the States, you can always, of course, buy one from spirotoys.com as well. But yeah, definitely get this figure if you are at all interested in Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss future videos, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Till next time, bye-bye.